What's going on, guys? Aaron from Top Tier Gaming here, and today I am coming at you with another dueling book game featuring the one and only Marincess. Yes, this is Marincess Tier Gaming. I believe it's our third Marincess video in a row, and that's because the deck is like brand new and I have been waiting on the support for months. I'm talking like 6-ish months, it feels like, or more, maybe a little less, but yeah, I've been waiting for the support a long time, and now that it's out, I'm super excited. I love playing with the deck, and so when I usually like a deck, I tend to make videos on it. Like, it's really easy to see what deck I'm interested in based on my channel and what videos I'm uploading. And yeah, I just absolutely love Marincess, and I'm super glad to be showing a DB game. With that being said, before we hop into the video, I want to let you guys know Discord link down below where you can follow the channel more closely, along with all of our other social media links if you want to check those out. Also, I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you do like this video and you like Yu-Gi-Oh content, you're a fan of Marincess, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out in what I do here. And without further ado, let's get into this dueling book game. So, we have myself at 626 rating, and our opponent at 406 rating, so decently rated game. I do want to say this game, I played it like Friday, which was 4 days ago at the time of recording this video. So my list might be a little different, and this list might be slightly different from my first place list I just uploaded that I got first place with the locals last weekend. And yeah, so also it was my first time coming back to Marincess in a while, so there might be a couple misplays, but if I see them, I will be sure to let you guys know where the misplays are and what you can do better. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into this game. So starting off with the rock, paper, scissors, we do win, and we are definitely going to decide to go first, and thank goodness we did, because Floowandereeze is a nightmare matchup. Like, we're just not engine to engine. Marincess isn't beating Floowandereeze. I mean, we need links, and M-Pen destroys those, and we need water monsters, and statue destroys those. So to beat Floowandereeze with Marincess going second, you really need to see your very powerful, hand traps like Droll and Lockbird, Ash Blossom, Imperm, all the stuff that's going to stop their turn. Opening hands, I have Signet Mining, Spring Girl, Mandarin, Signet Mining, and Pascalis, so thank goodness we went first, because there is no go second cards in this hand, despite the fact that we run like 18 go second cards or something ridiculous. But yeah, the hand's definitely gas. And our opponent opens DD Crow, Eglin, Duality, M-Pen, and Advent. So their hand is also no slouch. We both open pretty good hands, but I'm going to start us off here. I'm going to activate Signet Mining, pitching Mandarin. Just saving the other Signet Mining in hand in case we get ashed. Mandarin's pretty good in grave, so that's why we did that. Going to, of course, add Blue Tang. Normal Pascalis, special Blue Tang. Blue Tang effect. Going to go ahead and dump the Seahorse. And then we're going to go ahead and banish Mandarin for Spring Girl. And the reason we did this, in this hand, since we opened 3 level 4 monsters, you can really only do this if you open 3 level 4s. And that is to go ahead and special Spring Girl early so that you can make Bahamut Shark before summon 5. Like Bahamut Shark here, Bahamut Shark here is summon number 4, which means, Totally Awesome is summon number 5. Which is really good for us because now we can go into more of a standard play, which is going to be Blue Slug, Chainlink 1, targeting Seahorse, and Tang Chainlink 2. And our opponent does DD Crow. And we could negate this with Toad, but I'm still very afraid of Nibiru, obviously. I don't know what I'm playing against. Seeing Crow could potentially tell me I'm playing against Floowandereeze or Tri-Brigade, but there are other decks that are maining Crow, so you can't make that assumption. And I'm going to choose to let this go through, and the reason is, I feel like we still have a play, even if Blue Tang doesn't hit anything. And that being said, our Blue Tang does find Seahorse, which is nice. But if you don't hit Seahorse, what you do is you take Bahamut Shark and Blue Slug, make Coral Anemone. Coral Anemone, bring back a Marincess monster. Use Marincess monster to make Sea Angel. Sea Angel, go ahead and add Dive. And then you can take your Sea Angel and your Coral Anemone and make Coral Triangle, and then Anemone adds back a Marincess monster. You can pitch it, add a Marincess Wave to your hand, and then Dive, bring back a monster, and then you can take your monster you brought with Dive and the Triangle and make Bubble Reef. So you still get to a Link 4 and Toad even through DD Crow, but since our Blue Tang found Seahorse, we're in a really good spot. So we're able to continue like DD Crow never happened. Very fortunate Blue Tang on our part. Gonna add the Battle Ocean. Gonna go ahead and link off the Bahamut Shark and the Sea Angel into Anemone. Anemone effect, gonna go ahead and bring back the Blue Tang. Blue Tang and Anemone make Coral Triangle. Anemone effect, add back Spring Girl. It doesn't really matter which one we add back, it's just getting discarded off of Triangle. I cannot speak today. Marincess Wave to hand, and then we take our 2 Marincess links and we make Argonaut. And Ocean, of course, is going to equip 3 links, and then we end with pretty much the engine's payoff. And the engine payoff for Marincess is Argonaut, which is a spell and trap negate and follow-up. Totally Awesome, which is an Omni negate and follow-up. Marincess Wave, which is a spot negate and, you know, protection for your entire board. And just like loads of follow-up. So that's really good. We have follow-up Engrave with Triangle and all sorts of stuff. So we go end phase. Our opponent activates Terraforming, and I choose to let that go. In hindsight, maybe I should negate it for Mystic Mine, because I might not want to use Totally Awesome on a mine, but at the same time, you know, I think Terraforming is fine to let go, because we still have the out to Mystic Mine should it so happen. Gonna activate the map effect, and that is where we're gonna choose to negate with our Aqua Argonaut, because, I mean, we definitely do not want map resolving and giving him more gas, because we stop his play with Wave for sure. And we tell him his Magnificent Map doesn't get destroyed. Aqua Argonaut does not negate and destroy, just negates the effect. He's going to Advent and banish the Egglin, and he's going to go ahead, normal Runbina, target Egglin, or Chainlink to Egglin, and I'm going to Marincess Wave, and that's definitely going to put our opponent off of any additional normal summons, because Map and Robina were negated. That's pretty much what they're going to do. We're going to start our turn, and from here we're going to add Wave with Pascalis in main phase. It's super good being able to add Wave as like the first action in your main phase. And that's because if your opponent's to like stop you somewhere, you can Wave, target one of their monsters, and it makes your board unaffected. So it's really nice having this going into your turn as well as on your opponent's turn. Mining, pitch mining. We drew all 3 mining. That's kind of funny. Add Blue Tang. The rest of this game is pretty simple, but this is pretty cool. We banish Seahorse to special Blue Tang to Aqua Argonaut's Link Zone, and that plays around map. Like, we already had the map, the out to map anyways, but being able to use Seahorse's effect doesn't come up often, so, you know, that is one way to play around Magnificent Map. Blue Tang effect, gonna go ahead and dump a Pascalis, take the Anemone and the Blue Tang, make Transcode Talker, and from here, the writing's on the wall, it's definitely game. I mean, we have access code, so yeah, game. We're gonna go side, and we do go second, and we need to see cards like Droll, Ash, Imperm, cards to stop our opponent, because we're just gonna lose to Empen and Statue Turbo. In our opening hand is Spring Girl, Seahorse, Cyanite Mining, Seahorse, Called by the Grave. So nothing but gas, no engine cards, not a good opening by far. Their opening is Stree, Prosperity, Advent, Ash Blossom, and Featherstorm. So their hand is also a pretty good go first hand. And yeah, we definitely have an uphill battle. We need to top deck something like a Droplet or a Dark Ruler, or we are going to be in trouble. They're going to go ahead and Prosperity for 6. I say that's good. Obviously, I have no interruptions. They're going to find Map, which is full combo for them because they open Stree, but they already sort of had full combo with Advent, but now they can use Advent as a way to draw, or like to dodge Valor and Imperm. So they're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to draw because I know this game is over. At this point, like, I have to top deck Dark Ruler or Droplet, and it still just isn't, it is not something I really wanted to wait on to see my next card. And that's, you know, sometimes when you're playing Dueling Book late at night, which this game was probably recorded, you know, 8, 9 p.m., you just don't want to wait on things like a Floowandereeze turn. So I see the writing on the wall. Without a Droplet top deck, we are going to lose, and if they have Featherstorm like they do in this case, we lose anyways. But yeah, it would have been nice if this Droll was any of these cards, because then we're in a decent spot. Game 3, I'm going to choose to go first. Obviously, I don't want to go second against Floowandereeze. Opening hands, we have Battle Ocean, Spring Girl, Twin Twister, Raigeki, Cyanite Mining. And you might be wondering why Twin Twister and Raigeki are in here going first. That's essentially because, like, I had more cards I wanted out of my deck. Like, I don't want the Nibiru's in my deck. And, like, siding in these are really good on the follow-up should your board get broken. But, of course, we also have cards like Droll still in the main deck and Mistaken Arrest. So, yeah, we just happened to see these because we didn't want to have cards like Nibiru in our deck. But yeah, this hand's okay, and our opponent's hand is Robina, Unexplored Winds, Evenly Matched, Advent, and Stree. So it's a really good hand. They have one blowout in the form of Evenly Matched, and we don't draw any blowout ourselves, but we're just going to hope our first turn board can get there. Going to start out with Silent Mining, discarding Raigeki. There's an argument for discarding, like, maybe Twin Twister instead, because if they establish Statue, I might want this. But I felt like they weren't going to be able to get Statue through my first turn should it resolve, so I felt like Twin Twister was good for anything else they might have. But there is an argument to be made to keep Raigeki. We're going to add Blue Tang. Of course, it's our best normal summon. Blue Tang effect, going to go ahead and dump Seahorse. Link off the Blue Tang into Blue Slug. Slug, target Horse, Tang, Chainlink 2. Let's see if we hit anything off of our Blue Tang. Mistaken Arrest, Called By, and Droll. Not any Marincess cards, but those are cards I definitely wish I had opened in my opening hand instead of a card like Twin Twister. Mistaken Arrest and Droll are just insane versus this deck, and Called By would have saved us from a D-Shifter had they opened it. Add the Seahorse, special the Seahorse, make Sea Angel. Sea Angel effect, and we already opened Battle Ocean, which means we can go and get Marincess Dive, which is huge. Gonna go ahead and link off our Marincess monsters into Coral Anemone. Activate Anemone, make Blue Tang. Gonna go ahead and special the Spring Girl. Doing this so we can make Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark effect. Gonna go ahead and summon Totally Awesome, which now insulates us from any hand traps if they hadn't used them yet. I don't know what hand trap they have, but, you know, Totally Awesome's a good negate too, so gonna go ahead and get Pascalis from our deck, link off the Pascalis, and we got Pascalis despite her not, like, extending with her effect, just because she is an amazing card in Grave. Being able to add back Wave or Dive at, like, the start of your turn is pretty good, to say the least. Anemone effect, add back Seahorse. Cool Triangle, discard the Seahorse, add Marincess Wave. And then we're going to take our Triangle and our Bahamut Shark and make Argonaut, equipping links from Graveyard due to Battle Ocean. And yeah, we got the Engine's payoff, which is, again, the Argonaut, the Totally Awesome, and the Marincess Wave. And then you get whatever other flex spots you drew in that hand. In our case, it is Twin Twister. But this is still rough because, like, we didn't open any blowouts versus Floowandereeze. So this is just, like, our generic board, and we're just hoping it gets through. So our opponent's going to draw for turn, and it's Book of Moon, which is really good for them because it's going to bait something. They're going to target Totally Awesome, and I choose to negate with Argonaut. I don't want to use Toad because, like, setting Book of Moon is cool, but Totally Awesome is the stronger negate here than a card like Argonaut. So we're going to go ahead and special our Anemone and, you know, negate with Argonaut. They're going to Advent, banish Stree. I definitely get a little greedy here and activate Totally Awesome. I see them banish Stree, and I know I have Marincess Wave, so I'm like, wow, I really just put them off Engine if I do this, and their hand is probably not even good because they banished Stree, which, you know, was a bait by my opponent. You know, they have Robina. And it's not, like, safe to assume just because they banish a bad bird off of Advent that their hand isn't good. But I felt with Marincess Wave that I'd be fine. But it was definitely greedy, definitely some late night dueling book mistakes, because now we are in trouble from a blowout card. Like, if we keep Totally Awesome, we just let them do this and we wave their summon, like, it's fine. We're good. Now, this was probably going to add map, and then we would have had a Totally Awesome the map anyways. So, like, essentially, we would have had to Toad regardless. Yeah, I think we have to Toad regardless, though. Like, thinking ahead, we might, if they add map, and maybe I should put them on add map, because add a bird isn't great. Yeah, because then we have to negate map anyways, so that's really tough. But yeah, maybe there was a world where we still shouldn't negate that because we are weak to a blowout card. Anyway, Totally Awesome, add back Blue Tang for follow-up. They're going to go Battle Phase, and we have to keep Aqua Argonaut. Like, you want to keep Anemone there because if they break your board, Anemone is follow-up, and she's like the better monster on board once this isn't a negate. However, to activate Wave from hand, you need a Link 3 or higher Marincess monster. So alas, we have to keep Aqua Argonaut. They're going to summon Robina. We're going to Marincess Wave. They're going to add back Stree, of course. But their turn should be stopped. Like, there's not many cards that will allow them to keep playing. If any, like, yeah, I don't even see a card in their deck that could help them keep playing. So they're going to put back Stree and try to get a random lotto draw that helps them win the game. And they draw Nibiru. They one-timed Nibiru. They drew Nibiru off their Unexplored Winds draw. Why is Nibiru in this deck? I know they side Nibiru, but really? Off the Unexplored Winds? Like, Come on. We're going to start our turn. We draw Ash Blossom, which could be good for their follow-up turn. We're going to go ahead and start our turn by normal summoning Blue Tang. Did I have a Pascalis engrave? I think I didn't use Pascalis here because I like, this is a misplay because I should definitely add Wave with Pascalis first. I think what I ended up doing was I didn't know if I wanted to get Dive or Wave, so I was like, I'll wait on the Pascalis effect to decide which one I need. But Wave is really good here because if this card is any hand trap, Wave is going to save us from any hand trap. So because they have a Robina on the field, Wave was definitely the way to go because it will protect us from anything they have, and just me playing is going to win me the game. So adding Wave at the start was definitely much smarter, and this is why I said in my profile Pascalis is insane. Like, there was a comment saying something along the lines of, like, Pascalis isn't good, Marbled Rock and Anemone are going to add back Wave anyways. In situations like this, adding back Wave first is crazy, because if they want a Nibiru, I can chain Wave to Nibiru, target Robina, Wave resolves, my monsters are unaffected, Nibiru's going to tribute Robina, and I just keep my board and I win the game, right? So, like, like, that is definitely a misplay on my part, but that is also the reason Pascalis is amazing. Blue Tang Dump Mandarin. Mandarin effect special to his own Arcanaut points to. Link those off for Splash Mage, and I'm going for access code for game here. And by access code for game, I mean I'm going to be short a little bit of damage, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I believe we'd be short a little bit of damage. I guess in this case we wouldn't be short damage. No, we would still be short damage. Yeah. Yeah, we'd be short a little bit of damage unless we were... No, I think we'd just be short a little bit of damage here. Even though Splash Mage, Mandarin is actually banished. Bring back the Spring Girl. Go for Transcode Talker effect. And we get Nibiru. Wow, it's like if we had Wave, we'd be in an amazing spot. Yeah, so luckily for us, because this play works out the way it does, we're still able to Pascalis add back Dive. Dive effect, bring back a Marincess monster from graveyard, in this case Spring Girl. Spring Girl, go ahead and make Blue Slug. Blue Slug, target either Seahorse or Spring Girl. I'm going to go ahead and target the Spring Girl. Did I have Seahorse in here? I did? Okay, but the reason we target Spring Girl instead of Seahorse here is because we drew Pascalis after normal summoning Tang, we're going to be able to use the Seahorse's effect to special summon this Pascalis from our hand, which is really, really good. Seahorse effect, special Pascalis. Technically it should be in this zone, but it's not going to matter. Special Spring Girl. Link off, I think slight misplay here, but I think I'm going to do that anyways. Yeah, I'm just going to link off for Coral Anemone. Spring Girl effect for a mill, it doesn't matter. Anemone effect, bring back Spring Girl. Link that off into Sea Angel. Sea Angel search for Dive. Should be great for the follow-up. Link those off into Marbled Rock. Anemone effect, add back Spring Girl. And look at all this follow-up. We get follow-up just for playing the game. Like, we're building a board, and as we build it, we're just adding cards to our hand steadily. The Marincess engine can be so powerful with things like this. I'm going to link off the Marbled Rock and the Pascalis for Bubble Reef. Declare the effect of Spring Girl, which is going to boost our Bubble Reef to 3,200 instead of 2,600. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to add back Spring Girl as well, and why we needed to special this off Pascalis instead of her own effect. So yeah, that was a really heads-up play by me. I don't know, like, I guess I realized I needed to do that, but that was like, you know, choosing Spring Girl over Seahorse to use Seahorse's effect. I'm proud of myself, because I know this was a late-night dueling book game where I just don't even know what's happening half the time. But yeah, that is going to do it for this game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave down in the comments below what you think of Marincess and what you think of this game. Maybe what you're doing with Marincess. And if you did like the video, be sure to like and subscribe. This has been Aaron from Top Tier Gaming. Bye, YouTube.